Now, Ed Stefanski of the Detroit Pistons stated this week that the Pistons would be open to trading Derrick Rose if what they were getting back was worth what they were giving up. And the Pistons do value Derrick Rose not just for his on-court play, but also for his leadership. So, what exactly might that be? Well, this past trade deadline, the rumor was that the Pistons were seeking a first-round pick for Derrick Rose, and were not able to get that. My suggestion would not involve the Pistons getting a first-round pick for Derrick Rose. However, I think they would be getting a couple other things that, for the team, would be maybe even of higher value. Now, the Utah Jazz would be getting, in this trade, Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin. For a team that already has Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, adding a couple of former league MVP level guys in Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin would be a boon. Now, these two guys going from Detroit to Utah would have a lot less pressure on them. Utah could rest them early in the season and really start to play them as the season went on, slowly and gradually bring Blake in. There wouldn't be any sort of a rush. Really, where you want Rose and Blake on this team that's already good is for the playoffs. And these are a couple of guys who could put Utah in a position to be over the edge, being a very good team, being a championship contending team possibly. What it would do for the Pistons, though, in exchange, the Detroit Pistons would be getting Tony Bradley. Now, as far as talent is concerned, he would be the prize of the deal. Right now, he's a backup to Rudy Gobert. He's not going to get a lot of minutes behind Rudy. But he is a high-energy big man. And if you look at every time you've had a good Pistons team, a great championship Pistons team, you've always had that high-energy player. And even when the Pistons were kind of good in the 90s, they had Jerome Williams. When they won the championship in 89 and 90, it was Rodman. When it was 2004, it was Ben Wallace. Now, I'm not saying that Tony Bennett is going to be as good as Rodman or Ben Wallace, but you have to go ahead and try to get these guys because you never know if they are going to turn out to be your next high-energy defensive big man, basically. So we would be getting him. The other player we're getting in the deal is coming in on a $32 or $34 million expiring deal, and that's Mike Conley Jr. Mike Conley is still a pretty good point guard, a good shooter. He is not, in my opinion, as good as Derrick Rose is at this stage. Derrick Rose is back per minute playing up to his MVP level, whereas Mike Conley Jr. is a decent stabilizing veteran veteran point guard, but he's not anywhere near what he used to be. So, the Pistons will be getting a young talent plus all that money coming off the books next season, which would give the Pistons the flexibility to spend this summer and still have money to spend next summer. And I think it would be a good deal for the Pistons. Plus, they could also maybe look at flipping Conley to a team like the Orlando Magic or Chicago Bulls or somewhere where they're looking for a veteran point guard. Or we could keep him to mentor our first round pick if it's a young rookie point guard. So those are my ideas for the Utah Jazz and for the Detroit Pistons to make a deal that would be agreeable to both teams. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie.